let's talk about demonstrative adjectives. By going through this worksheet. These men, and the word for these is hick, hike, hoke. And let's take this opportunity, as many words as we'll have to write these all down. Hick, whoop. Hick, hike, hoke. Huius, huius, huius. Huik, huik, huik. Hunk, honk, hoke, and hoke, hock, hoke. These are the singular forms, masculine, feminine, and neuter, of the demonstrative adjective hick, hike, hoke. And in the plural, he, high, hike, horum, harum, horum, hees, 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 hose, has, hike, hees, hees, hees. So if we're talking about these men, men is going to be plural, so we're going to use he, hi. These men. These men will lead the whole state. That man will see these things. Oh, I've okay. I'm not going to change it now. I had meant to blank out this word, and hock would go there. That's the way it goes. We'll just, I guess I missed that, but we'll have other opportunities to talk about ille. But I do want to, so that I can refer back to them, let's go ahead and put ille in all of its forms. Ille, illa, elude, Elias, 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 Eli, 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 Ilum, Elam, elude, Elo, Elah, Elo. That's singular, again, masculine, feminine, neuter, and in the plural, Eli, Eli, Elah, Elorum, Elarum, Elorum, Elise, 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 Elos, Elas, Elah, Elise, Elise, Elise. Fairly regular, actually completely regular in the plural. In that book, I'm writing those things about this man. Lots of this and that and those. What are we talking about? Homine, de homine. Homine is ablative, singular, masculine. So if we're going to choose hick, hike, hoke, we need the ablative singular masculine form of that word. And what is the ablative singular form of this word, man? Hoke, right here. The ablative singular masculine is hoke. De hoc homine. One man, unus vir, is leading those forces, istos kopias, into this land. So in teram, teram is accusative, singular, feminine, so we need the form of hick, hike, and hoke that is accusative, singular, feminine, and the accusative, singular, feminine form of hick, hike, hoke is honk. So it would be honk teram. In other words, in honk teram. Number 9, magister, hike. The teacher gives these things to the other boy. And so we have to find the word for other, altera, but what is boy? We need to know. In other words, these are all adjectives. And we need to understand the word these adjectives are modifying before we jump right in. Puero, no surprise with the verb, this verb here, dot. The verbs of giving, showing, or telling often take the indirect object, which is the dative case, dative, singular, masculine. So we need the dative, singular, masculine of this adjective here. And this is one of those unus nauta adjectives where they are completely regular all the way through, except where the genitive and dative singular. They're just different there. Look in your book, and you'll see chapter 9. Here we are. And he does not lay it out in the way that I did. Let's do that. Let's take the time to do this right now. So, alter, altera, alterum. Okay, that's your nominative. Genitive, dative. The genitive and dative do a funky thing that is just like Elias. Notice what we have in the genitive and the dative singular of Elias. IUS, 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 I. It's the exact same thing over here. Alter, use, alter, use, alter, use. Do you see that? The IUS in the genitive, just like the IUS here. And in the dative, it's an I. Alteri, alteri, alteri. Now, in the accusative, it goes back to alterum, very regular, alteram, alterum, and in the ablative, it's altero. I don't know why I put a comma there. Altera, altero. But again, let me reiterate, in the genitive and dative, the genitive follows that IUS pattern, the dative follows the I pattern. And that's the only place these verbs, these adjectives are different. The only place at all. The plural is completely, utterly, totally, 100% regular. Can I make it any more clear? Okay? So these unus nauta words, one, none, any, other, either, neither, these 9 words in all of Latin, UNUSNAUTA, yes, 9 words in all of Latin follow this pattern here when it comes to the genitive and the dative singular. And so we have identified we need the dative singular masculine to go with puero. And so we know, despite all we've learned, alter, we want it to be altero puero. And in fact, if it were a good boy, it would be bono puero. If it were a greedy boy, it would be awaro puero. But it's not those things. It's other boy, and for whatever reason, it's alteri. Alteri follows this funky pattern. And that's all I can explain. It's a funky pattern for these 9 adjectives. So you have to remember it for these 9 adjectives? Yes. So let's keep going. Number 10, we are writing this book about another war. So we need to talk about another war. De bello, okay? What is this? What is bello? Bello is ablative, singular, neuter. Are these adjectives funky at all when it comes to the ablative? No. Their only funkiness appears in the genitive and dative. Funkiness is an ancient Latin term, by the way. The funkiness comes into play here. We are writing this book about another, so since it's not the genitive, it's not the dative, it's completely regular, altero. 11, tota patria, the whole country, gives thanks to this man alone. Even though we says thanks this man, in Latin it's gives thanks to. Notice here that solely, dative, singular, masculine. So we need the dative singular masculine of hic, haec, hoc. What is the dative singular masculine of hic, haec, hoc? Huic. H-U-I-C. So dative singular masculine of hic, haec, hoc is huic. They are giving their entire attention to that plan. So we need the adjective form of ele, ala, allude that modifies concilio. Concilio is dative, singular, masculine. No surprise because of the verb do, dare. It means to give. And with verbs of giving, showing, or telling, we can expect the dative case. And here we are to that plan. But what do we know about ille in the singular, the dative singular? It's just a funky form. I-L-L-I. Totam curam. Ilio concilio. Illi concilio. Oh, I just said it wrong. Scratch that. Totam curam. Illi concilio nunc dant. This man's friend, the man, amicus, of this man, the friend of this man, will conservabit, will save this state, they go together, by that plan. Now we have, this is not the dative. This is the ablative singular masculine. And the ablative singular masculine form is illo. Illo concilio. Imagine the Roman. You know, both of these have the word concilio, but illi concilio is to that plan because it's dative, but illo concilio is ablative by means of that plan. And it's just, this is such a fine point of Latin, and I really hope that you get it. And if you don't get it, then just understand that at least the dative is genitive and dative are funky. That's it. The other friend will live his entire life in another land, in altera terra. Why am I so confident in just putting this altera terra? Because I know that this terra is the ablative singular feminine, and the weird business that I said altera, I meant alia, excuse me. And the weird business of these endings only takes place in the genitive and dative singular. In the rest of the forms, in the ablative form, as in this sentence, it's completely regular, so I was quite confident in just spitting out alia terra. This man alone, hic vir solus, this man alone, me, about the faults of this tyrant. This is where these sentences get tricky, because you need a word that's right here. And does it need to go this way to tyrants, or does it need to go this way to vices? I know many of you would miss that, okay? So what is the this talking about? Is it talking about vices or man, or tyrant in this case? And here it's talking about tyrant. And so tyrant is genitive, singular, masculine. And it's going to be huius. The genitive singular masculine form of hic haec hoc is huius. Huius, here it is right there. Number 16, you had nullas, no forces in the other land. Oh, look at that. I've gotten this backwards. Curses! Curses! You had no forces. All right. Scratch that one. I flip-flopped the English and the Latin on number 16. Number 17. Those men alone. Illi soli. See no dangers in this plan. Why am I so confident just throwing out soli? Because I know illi. I've looked at this end. This is third person singular. Well, third person singular. Third person plural. Present, active, indicative. In other words, the verb is plural, the subject is plural. I know that this business, this solus word, is completely, utterly, totally regular in the plural. So I don't have to worry about any, is this an IUS form or not? In the plural, this word and all of the unus nauta words are totally, totally regular. 18, non solum, not only character, but also the treachery of that man. Here we go. Of that man is genitive. Genitive, singular, masculine. And we know the genitive, singular, masculine is Elias. Ele, Ela, Elude, Elias, Elias, Elias. Oh, I-L-L-I-U-S. Got it. Number 19. In fact, on account of the treacheries of one man, this state was not strong. Aha! Oh, this is a tough one. This is the tough. So, because of the insidiousness, the treachery of one man, this is genitive, singular, masculine. So we need the genitive, singular, masculine form of this one. Unus, una, unum. What do you know about the genitive? The genitive is IUS, the dative is I. In other words, it's unius. Let me rearrange this here just a minute because it's very, very important. I want to be sure you understand that. The genitive is IUS, the dative is I, and then the rest is regular. Unius, 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 uni, uni, uni. And then we go back to unum, unam, unum, and then uno, una, uno. But yes, these two forms here are different. What is the plural form of this adjective? It's a trick question. There is no plural form of one. You can't have more ones. And that was it. Oh, good. Okay. So, work on these. Test yourself over and over again with the quiz. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.